Well, good evening. We worked on the spar some today, and now it's just a matter of refining it and making it usable. Let me show you what I got here. Okay, this spar tapers equally on both sides, but it's got a notch in the center where that's one of the things we need to work on. We're going to drill these holes, and I'm going to finish sanding these straight, clean them up. You don't want to have this thing setting on this and have an air gap, so you want that flat on the bench so that you keep a flat plane. You're pushing down on the table. Damn. I might get the vice in. This type of work here is more by eye. It's not really a science. I've left the line on. I'm going to sand down to that line. And I need to plot where the lead outs go through this thing. Now, this right now, as is a 2-ounce piece of wood. You think 2 ounces? Yeah, well, it's not bad. But we're going to get it down. We're going to hollow it out. Do I think I can get this piece of wood down to 1 ounce? No. But it'll be 1.5 ounces. Let's see. I want to cut that there. How can I cut that? I guess I could burn it. I'll burn it with a cutoff wheel. I got a cutoff wheel in this, but it's a little one. Let's see how it does. It's probably going to smoke like a bitch. Don't smoke, but it don't work. We'll cut it, I guess. Give it a try anyway. And then this one, get the cut off right there. It's gonna freak you out when I show you my idea how this. I mean, I've never seen it done like this before, and I'm sure it's gonna work. Okay, now let's cut this out, whittle it out. What do we got set up there? I need to get another screen over here. I sanded it. I sanded it. Shit, I can't get that out of there. I gotta get that step in there. Gotta get this step in it. Building these airplanes is a labor of love. There we go. Okay, we got a step in there now. Now we need to cut this off here. Thing here is about to cut my thumb off, I think. Let's try this. Okay, we got it. Now what this does, this is not the normal way to build a spar. You put the spar together and you slide it in the wing. But because I'm dealing with that bell crank situation, I'm going to have to slide each half of the fuselage onto the spar and build the fuselage and the spar together. So let me go ahead and cut that out. That way we can see how close it's going to fit. That is the inboard side, and this is the inboard side here. So we need to use this one. Anyway. And it looks to me like I'm going to have to sand that some more. So let's go ahead and, this is the inboard, this is the outboard. I'm going to get my Forstner bits out and drill this hole too. I'm not going to do it on a drill press. I'll just do it with the drill if I got enough battery left. I don't know. Working with hardwood is a lot different than working with balsa wood. There we go. I did that. There it is. So you want enough of a step on this so that when I glue these caps on the outside, it's the right size. And still fits in the fuselage. Now, anything you can do with a power tool, you can do by hand, as I've demonstrated numerous times. Just faster with power. There it is. So that, there it is. Suppose I could plane this too. Maybe. This ain't much of a plane for planing hardwood. Thank you. No, we ain't doing that with this plane. Gonna have to sand it by hand. That was sharp. That was sharp. Not very bright. Not very bright. Yeah. Still going. And try to make these parts as accurate as possible because you don't want to sand too much on the ribs. I mean, if it's off a couple thousandths, it won't matter. It's off a 16th or so, it matters big time. So in order to check this thing, I'm going to take the two tip plates. Let's see here. Let's turn to this other camera. I'm going to take the two tip plates, cut the hole in the tip plates, and set it on the bench. Then I'm going to take my machinist scale and measure down this line and make sure it's all the same reading. Then I'll go to the center line of the trailing edge on both sides, make sure it's the same. And that way we know we're not building a warp into this wing. Let's see if this fits now, how it looks. This is the outboard side. We want to do the inboard side, and I know it's not going to fit. It's just not going to fit. Haven't sanded it yet. So we need to sand that to shape. Steel ruler. .80 grit paper. Come on, stick on there. I don't have a scrap piece of that to see if it's gonna fit. So I gotta use the spar. Eyeball on my spar. And really, you don't want this too tight. You want that to kind of float in there, and you glue it in after you get all the thing jigged up. We don't need no stinking problems. So I gotta get that off of there. I'll worry about that off camera. Okay. This is inboard. That's to the top. It goes the other way. Not enough clearance yet. But I think we need a little more depth too. What is the depth we have here? We have, of course I put it on that end. There we go, got another one. We have 1, 1 1/4. Yeah, we got enough depth. Okay. I'm going to need to get that. I'm going to need to get that on there. It's kind of weak. I can feel it starting to break there, which is not a big deal, but yep. Let's go ahead and put that longeron in there. That way I won't break it as I'm doing that. I need to thin these out. These are too heavy. Thin them out. I'm calling for quarter. I think I cut them too big. That's a quarter. And that is about 5/16, it looks like. Yep. Well, I have to sand it because it don't want to cut it. So back it up a little bit more. There it is. Let's cut from this side and clean up that edge. Now that's cutting it thin. It's like a 64th off of that, just so I can make sure it's thin enough. Glue these pieces on. That way it won't break. It won't break. Come on, you. Yeah. I guess I better break out the zap because the Smith didn't stick. There it is. Now, how did you, I can't read that. Oh, yes, 5,002 we are right now. It's starting to gain some momentum. We picked up 50 subs, a little over 52 subs this month. That's pretty amazing. I can't remember the percentage, but it's way over my normal. So either they're starting to show my channel more, or people are getting interested. But they really don't get interested until flying season. When I start doing them flying, the contest videos. Okay, we got one more stick here. That's my rudder material there. How many guys strip wood like that? Probably not many. Probably not many. Well, that's a hard piece of that. Nope, ain't quite got enough. There it is. I got it. Now I can kind of work on this fuselage, and it's my talent, huh? There's plenty of guys on the internet that do this stuff. God, I hate to do that because I know it's gonna do something weird. Plenty of guys do the same thing I do on the internet. There we go. Didn't turn out. Didn't quite get it all off, but the majority. Close enough. Get that off there. I'll wait to detail glue these until I get a good snorkel on it. This snorkel's old. But this is a Spar video, not a fuselage video. But I want to get this glued on there so I don't break the fuselage there. Sliding it on the Spar. To me, that's kind of disastrous when shit breaks and it's brand new. You haven't even got it in the air and you got the thing broken. Not good. Okay. All right, let's do the Spar now. Okay, so this is the inboard side. I'm working on the inboard part of the Spar here. Yep, inboard. This is top, bottom. It goes in like that. Needs a little nipulation. So what do we got going on here? It's either cut that bigger or cut that smaller. Oh, damn. Oh, the glue joint just come undone. The glue joint just came undone. Okay, now you're gonna stick, right? We're gonna get some kicker on it. We'll get the kicker on that. Welded now. Not really. What's the story here, Larry? Why won't that glue? Seems to be glued now. Okay, so what did I say it was? This is a little bit taller or that's a little bit shorter. What's easier? And that was the top. So easier would be shorter here on this notch. See, I'm trying to get these notches to, there we go, cut a few thousandths off that. Of course, it can float in there too. Give a little bit of headway here. Damn. Come on. these damn cameras. Okay. Give a little headway here. I cut a couple thousandths off that. Try again. So that's the inboard side. Yeah, that's inboard. That's inboard. It goes in just like that. I got another thing I need to read there. Still got to go some more. Yeah, quite a bit. Quite a bit. There we go. Let's see what somebody else has said now. Well, great. Great, Steve. Okay, inboard. This is inboard. This is top. That's bottom. Goes in like that. Get one side fitted tonight anyway. I hope. There we go. There we go. I need to relieve it a little bit more because I'm forcing it and I need it to be slip fit, not force fit. Needs to be slip fit, not force fit. There it is. I mean, it's just ever so slightly. And you can make 1,000 cuts, but hard to add it back. Okay, so now, you see how this notch is right there? This is going to slide up and interlock with the fuselage side. That's what I'm trying to get to fit perfect right now. There it is. I might have to loosen it up a little bit. But that's how it locks together. Now on the outside, so what I'm saying is you slide both sides on before you put the I-beam on it. The outside I-beam, I mean, this is way over the top. I mean, but it's the only way I could get any clearance. The outside I-beam locks that into the fuselage. And then the ribs sit on top of that. And of course, there's a 1/2 inch rib here next to the fuselage. So the 1/2 inch rib that's glued onto the side of that, glued onto this is all locked together in one piece. By the time you're done, there's so much surface area going on there. You ain't gonna pull that spar out of there, that's for sure. Let's see how we're doing here. Tomorrow I get my drill bits so that I can mount the engine. So we need the bell crank. We need the bell crank pivot. Head of the spar. Head of the spar by, I'm going to have to lay the fuselage sides on the plan. See, I'm trying to plot for lead out clearance right now, because we're going to have to drill some holes in this spar, and I got to get it in the right spot so that I can have adjustable lead outs without it rubbing on the spar. I think I moved the spar back 1 inch, but I can't tell. I'll have to get the plans, lay the plans out there, set the spar, and see where it crosses. We're going to have our bell crank ahead of the spar. Looks like 1/4 inch, except I hate that, because then the push rod's got to go through that more than normal. Maybe I'll open it up some more, and we can open it up some more and have the bell crank sit behind the spar. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to open this hole up right here. That way it doesn't have to kind of goofily slide through that so damn much. So let's get a pencil. Right there. Yeah, it won't be hard to do. So we got one side done. One side sanded to shape, I think. You know, I'm sorry, but this shit just takes so much time if you want to do it right. And this ain't like sanding balsa wood. I tell you, I've had this happen before. I've spent a week working on a spar and break it right as I'm getting ready to install it. Got to start all over again. And that could happen with this one when I start hollowing it out. Still straight as an arrow. I don't know if you can pick that up on camera or not. So let's do this. I'm not going to get to this other side in this video. I'll have to do that tomorrow. Get this all cut and fit. I don't like that spot there. I think I'll drop in a little toe. A little CA and a little toe. Of course it doesn't matter. It's glued to that rib. I got a little excessive with the saw by a 32nd of an inch. Don't want to create any stress right here. Let me get my shit. Of course, it's on the bottom. Anytime I want to use something, it's on the bottom of the pile. I got to get this place sorted out. Tomorrow I got to do some tank work. Would you guys like me to stream that? I know you hate my molding videos, but I got to do it. I'm making a tank for Guy Markham. I've got to plumb it. All the parts are ready to go. So it'll be a plumbing video. Okay. This really should be done at a drill press, but we don't give a shit. Let me get a backer here. Get another battery. Yeah, we got enough juice in this battery. We got plenty of juice in this battery. We got 1 bar in this one. We'll go with this, but I know that it's gonna end up taking that out of the battery there. I want to see how much the swing is on this bell crank. The human drill press. Not to quite. That's it. There she be. Yeah. Nope, I'm gonna have to do it from this side and maybe get some blowout. Come on. Hey, sand it. Gonna get sanded anyway. Drill it right on the line. Maybe just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay, got it. Hope you guys watched me do that. I don't know whether you could see it or not. Now we'll sand all the edges. Cut the lines and sand all the edges so we don't get any stress riser. Round it over. Shit, that thing there is deeper than I thought. Oh well, I'll just add a little glue here. A little kicker. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Okay, where is that little knife? That little saw? I'm probably going to go through hell finding. Oh, there it is. What do you know? No good. If I had a chisel, I'd just go slap and it'd be done. But all my chisels are in the garage. It's slow going, building while working and helping out with twins. Some days I get lucky to get 30 minutes in a stretch. Yeah, I do my building right now because of the website And what I got going on, I get an hour a day. That's it. Just before dinner. I want to know, where did I find the time to do anything when I was working? Let's see if we can get this cut. Oh yeah. We'll just cut it. Then I'll grind it with the Dremel. I just want an idea of the swing and to see how much clearance I got for the ball link on the bell crank. Let's change views. You can probably see better from that angle. Now, I wouldn't make this out of basswood. It might work, but I've never done it, so I've always used this white pine. And I'll tell you why I started using it. Because back in the day, they used to use yardsticks for this. And yardsticks are white pine. So if you got a small airplane, you can definitely use a yardstick for it. Okay, we got the hole cut for the bell crank. Now let's imagine the pivot. How much swing do we got? So this is inboard here. I think that's going to be perfect. This will have to go up next to the fuselage. That'll be up. We got plenty. And down. Yeah, that's it right there. It needs to be, go out to the pencil line. I'll grind that with a Dremel. Run it out to the pencil line to give me some more clearance. And this sets down on the bottom. These, I don't know who did this. I got this. I don't do this. Solder all that crap on there. I just use a fuel line. I don't know where it came from. I got it from somebody's airplane or whatever that I bought. So we need to clearance that just a little bit more because it stops. And I might have to clearance this top part here because the ball link sits up. Yeah, it should be all right. So the spar is coming. It's not as fast as I'd like, but let me get some of this zap stuff. Where did it go? Where did I zap it to? Yeah. I got this stuff, the epoxies. This is what? This is thick. I guess we could use this. That's debonder up there. That's the gel. That's the gel. This is the thin. What happened to the medium? So let's use the thick here. What happened to my medium? And as they say, there's going to be so much wood glued. I just don't want to give it a chance to start to break. So we need to get something in there. You got to get something in there. I'll have to watch that a little more careful when I do the other side. I don't believe it's going to hurt it, but better safe than sorry. There it is. That's repaired. Yep. Good. Good. Oh, here's that other stuff right here. What am I thinking? Well, it worked, so. It worked. I smell something cooking down there. Okay, so we want to do what here? You know what I hate about these drum sanders? They're never as good as when you first get them. I got several hundred of new drums, but they don't last. They don't last for shit. Here's one already set up. They don't last for shit. Of course, these are China Charlies. The reason why it's new is it's a small diameter. Damn. Small diameter shank. So here's this. Here's this. Okay. We got to get this set up to start hollowing this spar out anyway, but I need to lay it out and find where the lead outs pass. A lot of things to think about when you're doing this stuff. And there's really not any sense, you know, I'm doing all this on video, but there's not really much sense in rushing it. You know, you leave something out or whatever. It doesn't help you in any way. Now, by standing all this stuff inside the airplane helps with strength. I think I hear my name. What'd you say? Okay, it's dinner time, guys. Thanks for watching. I got that pretty much sanded. I'll work on it a little more. Refine the shape. Please like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you tomorrow. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya.